Much pain over there.
What the fuck? Shit if I know. Well.
It looks like a heart with a band-aid on it.
Yeah, it's going through a really shitty emotional time. And it's not even my shit, it's because of somebody else. So all you lesbians out there, don't be fucking around with these straight girls because they're not gonna choose you. So that's that. So been doing my best efforts to try to heal myself and do good for me. Basically just trying to heal from the things that I've been through recently. And like nothing's really been helping, but I always return to art and painting and sketching and stuff like that as an outlet almost. And it doesn't always work, but I don't know, this one's making me feel a lot better. So he had recently introduced me to a new Miley Cyrus single, or was it on an album?
It's a single.
It was a single. What is it called? Midnight Sun?
Sky
Midnight
or something?
Sun, Midnight Sky, something like that. It's by Miley Cyrus. It's Midnight something. And there's a lyric in it that plays in the background while she's singing her verse, but it's still her, but she's singing in the background. And the verse is, I don't need to be loved by you. And when he played it for me the first time, like that really stuck out to me. I'm painting on this panel board, not canvas. So I got a heart, and that's going to be a band-aid, and that's barbed wire right there, but it's not painted yet. I don't know if the camera will pick it up because it's white right now. And I'll probably like put some maybe cracks or whatever in it, and it's going to be a little bit more detailed. And on the back part it's going to say, I don't need to be loved by you, because I don't need anybody to tell me what I'm worth, and you don't either. That you have your worth even if you don't have somebody constantly telling you that they love you or they want to be with you. I've been single my entire life, never had any kind of serious relationship, and that's really hard to deal with on a daily basis. It makes you question what's wrong with you. Why doesn't anybody want me? You know, what is it about me that drives people away? What do people see in me that they can't fall in love with? And at a certain time, you know, you just constantly thinking this shit, and it really takes its toll on your mental health. I'm trying to use that pain and suffering and try to turn it into positive energy by, I'm not like no longer looking for anybody, like I'm just focused on myself and focused on my healing process and finding things in myself that I could love and I could be happy about without somebody telling me that they love me or making me happy. Because you gotta make yourself happy. Like every single person in your life is temporary. Whether they walk away or you walk away or one of you passes, everybody in your life is temporary. And losing people is always hard, but you still have to move on and find a way to live without them. Don't ever regret putting yourself first, because that's what I had to do. The girl in question that I'm talking about, she wanted to be my friend. After everything that happened, she wanted to be my friend. And like the more and more that I thought about the things that, you know, happened in our past and the things that were said and everything, I was just like thinking to myself, it's like you don't need to be a part of my life, you know, even though I still would like her to be here, but we can't have a friendship. You cannot be friends with somebody that you're in love with. You can't, because you're never going to move on and find somebody else, and it's just that simple. If you're stuck with somebody standing next to you, you're in love with this person, okay, well here comes this other person who is falling in love with you, but you're never going to see it because you're worried about this motherfucker over here. So worry about yourself and do right by you and do things that make you feel good about yourself and empower you. So that's that's been my journey for like the past couple of months now. And I started this journey of like self-discovery and trying to find ways to help myself with my loneliness and my mental issues, because I used to drink a lot, and he can attest to it. Do I still drink? Yes, I do, but only now I can stop myself. I was sober for over a year. One day I just decided to try it again, and I was able to just drink one and stop. I think I was just using it as a crutch instead of, people drink for different reasons. I was using it to dampen down some hardcore shit that was going down in my life, my loneliness and my struggles and everything, because depression is a constant battle. There is no cure. If you have it, you know what I'm talking about. You're literally going to be dealing with this till the day that you die. And you can either learn how to cope with it every day and find something to do with it, or you can let it take you over and succumb to it. And if you succumb to it, that means suicide. Suicide is the end of depression, and a lot of people don't see it that way. Like growing up, when I first learned what suicide was, I distinctly remember my mom telling me that suicide is a coward's way out. Like I was very young, but I always remembered that sentence. And then later on, I heard the word suicide again, and I'm like, oh, I know what that is now. I know what suicide is. I don't know. And that really stuck with me. Suicide is a coward's way out. They're only thinking about themselves. They're not thinking about their families. It's cowardly and it's selfish. And I just remember, like, when the depression hit me really hard, I remember that standing out so bad. I'm like, that's the complete opposite of what it is. That suicide is a means to an end of suffering. Because people that do stuff like that are so consumed by their self-loathing and the overwhelming feeling that they're alone and that nobody is there for them, even though people are there. Oh, they should have just talked it out. I'm like, no, they don't need to, no. They should have just said something like every single time you made plans and they canceled on you, they said something. You just didn't pay attention. When they couldn't get out of bed and you called them lazy, they weren't trying to get your attention like they told you. And I know that it's hard for people to deal with the loss of another because of suicide. Do you have anything to say about suicide, Joe? What your personal thoughts are? Or have you been affected by suicide? I personally haven't, only the feelings that I have for myself. But I've never known somebody to kill themselves.
Not personally, though.
If you're feeling that way, if any of you watching this are feeling that way, and I know it's such a tired cliche for people to say this, but it really is the truth. Like, you're not alone. That everybody, especially the things that are going on now, people are being, the normal people that, the people that say that suicide is cowardly are now now understanding it. Why? Because they're isolated from society. When all this mess happened with the pandemic and people were locked inside their houses, people were finally starting to understand what it's like to live like that. Because that's what depression feels like. It feels like you're trapped inside your home, but your home is your brain and your body, and you're not allowed to go outside, and you're not allowed to reach out for help. Nobody's coming to save you. That's what it feels like. And that's the best example. And people are finally starting to get it now. And I'm over here sitting like, well, welcome to my fucking life, my everyday fucking life. That's gonna have to dry. That's not even picking up any bit of that red on those two spots. That's good. I need to buy some better paint.
Shit, we were both out there. We should have went to fucking Peachtree City Walmart.
Look at all this fucking paint, Joseph. Damn.
I mean,
I probably should have used my thicker acrylic rather than this water-based acrylic.
I mean, hell, we were right there at Hobby Lobby.
Do not take me into fucking Hobby Lobby. I need to save my money.
You could have got just some kind of red to cover up that black.
Well, I mean, I do, but I had already used this shade. It's because this is water-based acrylic. and it's very water texture. So I probably should have used my thicker ones that come in the little tubes like that. This is what I should have used. Yeah. But it is what it is. Just let it dry, paint over it, let it dry, paint over it, let it dry, paint over it. Until it's done. What? Am I fucking funny? Am I entertaining?
You're entertaining.
And like, it's so hard. It is so incredibly hard to put those feelings into words. And I think that's why I never go to the doctor, is because I don't know the right thing to say to make them understand exactly what I'm feeling.
They don't.
Like, the utter helplessness.
They don't understand.
They really don't. Like, if you don't deal with it, if you don't know what it's like, how can you treat me?
If a doctor or a psychiatrist or even a therapist has never been in your shoes, they can't help you.
Yeah. I think that the people with mental health problems could probably potentially make the best therapists. Because they understand the signs and the symptoms, because they can recognize it in themselves. They're like, oh, they can look at somebody like, the things that you're doing I used to do. This helped me get through it. This helped me overcome what I'm doing. You know what I mean? Mental health issues are very prevalent in the LGBT community because of the way that, we've been treated, like having to come out of the fucking closet to everybody that you know. To not be able to be yourself, to be trapped inside, is like almost like you're lying to everybody, including yourself. And living a life of a lie isn't really fun. Like, I can't imagine my life now still pretending to be a straight person. I wouldn't know how to cope with it. Things get really fucking dark. And sometimes it feels like you don't have a way out. That what's the point of living to the next day, And I think that it probably wouldn't be as hard for some people if they had somebody to talk to that understood them, because those tend to be the people that I surround myself with, are people that have issues of their own when it comes to mental health problems, because I can tell them and they know exactly what I'm talking about. The helplessness, the loneliness, and it's so weird. Like, even sometimes when I walk outside, it could be a beautiful sunny day, but everything looks gray. And I'm just like, does anybody see that, or is it just me? Like, the sun is bright and everything is so green and luscious and just a beautiful day, but I'll just look at it and be like, it looks so gross outside. And it's really weird how it makes you see the world. But I'm grateful for it, because I'm grateful for it in very small ways. Like, it just makes you see things differently. It makes you see things from a person that has been hurt, so you can understand people. And people come to you because they know that they can trust you. Check on your friends. Always make sure that the people that you love are okay. Because they could be suffering in silence and you would never know until one day you get a fucking phone call and that person isn't there anymore. Sometimes I wish somebody would just call and check on me, and you do that. Well, my asshole was itching, so I thought I'd call you. Now, every single time this motherfucker calls me, I'm taking a shit. Why? Because his asshole itches. When my ass is shitting, his asshole itches. What? My asshole was itching?
Just thought I'd call you.
Dude, that happened today. He walked into my room, I was taking a shit. Went straight through the door. Just always strive to be a good person and a good friend. It only takes one act of kindness to save a life. That simple act of calling them or sending them a quick text and just saying something so simple, to like, you know what? I just thought about you randomly, and I just wanted to make sure that you were okay. It just, the smallest, simplest gestures could really, really help somebody having a rough time. And maybe someday somebody will do something like that for you. Because there's days that y'all know y'all need that shit too. that you feel alone, that nobody cares about you, that everybody's so full of themselves and their own existence and their own lives, which is true, because I have been very selfish with myself as well. But like I said, this is a journey of self-healing and discovery and learning how to be happy on my own rather than depending on other people for my happiness. I use that as an excuse for why I don't talk to people. I should probably make a point to check up on a few people, which I will do tomorrow. I will make some calls. If you have problems with your mental health and you need somebody to talk to, comment below. We'll message back. Find an outlet. Find something to do. Music, I find, is the easiest thing to help yourself. Just put in your headphones and just lay there, relax, and listen to some good music. Sometimes I listen to sad music to make me sadder so I can cry and release that energy, and it helps. Paint something, draw something. A lot of people say that art and painting is expensive. It can be if you're buying the expensive shit, but I don't. I work a regular job making $10.25 an hour. I can't afford $60 tubes of paint only this big, so no. Take your ass to Walmart. This brand right here, Blue Bonnet, 50 cents a bottle. You can get every single color for, what was it, when I bought every single color, it was like, what, $40? So $40 got me 80 bottles of this shit, and it lasts because this is water based. So yeah, do something for yourself. Take up a hobby, something to occupy your time, because that's when I always feel the worst, is when I have way too much free time on my hands and I have nothing to do. So I do this. Another hobby I have is marijuana. This probably would help you too. I'm not. Hold on. Let me rephrase that before somebody gets me in trouble. I advocate the use of marijuana if you can do it safely. If you buy it from somebody, make sure it is somebody that you know. Never buy it from somebody that you've never bought before, because it can be dangerous and people will fuck you over and put some shit in it. This right here, I got this from a vape store. This right here, this is 100% legal. I bought this inside of a store. This has THC in it. 100% legal. Go to the vape store, ask about the Delta cartridges. The cartridges themselves are like $30 to $40, I think. And the device, the Leaf Buddy, is $30 to $40, so. But you only have to buy this once. And this is 100% legal, so. If you don't want to take a chance buying marijuana off the street, this is a very safe option too. This will help your overall mood. Just like alcohol, use it responsibly. Did that even hit? No. It's dead. I'm so mad. Yeah, I thought I had that charger in my pocket.
Just use your phone charger.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.